What's up, YouTube? So, in this video, I'm going to be talking about Game of Thrones Season 8, Episode 4. I don't know when this video is going to come out, but, yeah, I'm just going to give my opinion on, Episode 4. So, for starters, it was pretty much confirming everyone who was alive. It seems I was right that Rhaegal and, Ghost both survived the battle. But yeah, pretty much if we didn't see them die, they were alive in this battle, which was kind of what I figured. Although I will say more Dothraki survived than I thought they did. I thought like pretty much all of them were just slaughtered, but I guess not. At first, it's just like a massive funeral, which makes sense. You know, they had to burn all the dead, and they just had a giant mass grave. Then they had a little celebration for winning the Battle of Winterfell. And, let's see. Oh, Daenerys promised Gendry that he would be made, he would take up his father's name and he would be Gendry Baratheon now. Which is awesome. And she also was going to give him, Storm's End and let him be the Lord there, since he is technically the last Baratheon. At least that we know of. He asked Arya to go with him in marriage, but she declined. Which I kind of expected. Arya's never wanted that. That's never been in her character. So I kind of expected that. In fact, she actually left with the Hound toward King's Landing. I assume to take out the Mountain and Cersei. So that'll be interesting to see how that ends up going. Let's see what else. Oh, Ghost lost an ear, by the way. That was gruesome. Saying how messed up that wolf was. Let's see. Jaime finally got with Brienne temporarily. Because he ended up leaving again to go back to King's Landing. I assume to defend Cersei. So that's unfortunate. Let's see, before I get into the obvious, is there anything smaller before I get on to what happened at Dragonstone? I don't think so. I'm probably missing something, but yeah. So after their business is done at Winterfell, they make their way over to Dragonstone, and Euron Greyjoy was waiting there with a fleet full of ships with scorpions on the on deck, and they took out Rhaegal. So we seen him survive the Battle of Winterfell just to see him die in the very next episode. That was definitely shocking, but I remember saying, actually, when I was watching the episode, it was too happy. I've learned in Game of Thrones that when shit's happy, something's about to go down. When I seen Rhaegal and Drogon flying together, I'm like, something's wrong here. And apparently I was right, because, you know, Rhaegal got shot out the sky. So we're down to only one dragon now. Euron also kidnapped Missandei, so he took her back to King's Landing, basically as a hostage. Pretty much trying to get some kind of leverage to try to get Daenerys to surrender, which of course didn't work. They made their way over to King's Landing, and I also forgot to mention, before Jon left Winterfell, he asked Tormund to take Ghost with him, back up beyond the wall, which definitely made me sad. I mean, I do understand what he's thinking, but it did make me sad that Jon isn't keeping Ghost. But I also have a bad feeling that Jon is going to die now, which I wasn't getting that feeling, but like I said, that whole scene in Winterfell with everything being happy just really, really sketchy to me. Um, and then when Sansa said that Starks don't do well in King's Landing, I know he's technically a Targaryen, but he still has Stark blood from Lyanna. A little haunting, but that could also end up being Arya that ends up dying, which I can see it. I mean, Arya and the Hound both said that they don't plan on coming back from this, so that'd be depressing if I have to watch Arya die. But anyway, back to the King's Landing thing. Um, what was it? Tyrion, Varys. And also um, Jon and Bran told Arya and Sansa about um, Jon being a Targaryen. That was insane. I wasn't sure if he was actually going to tell them or not. Um, and then Sansa told Tyrion, who told Varys. So you pretty much know everyone is going to know now. Which is kind of what Daenerys said. If anyone else finds out, everyone will know, which is true. But honestly, with the way Daenerys is acting, I think Jon is probably the better leader anyway. I haven't liked Daenerys this season too much at all. Or Sansa. Although I actually did like Sansa's points of view last episode. I thought she had some valid points. Not one to trust Daenerys completely, like Jon is. Um, so yeah, like I said, back at King's Landing finally. Varys, Tyrion, um, Grey Worm, and Daenerys with the Unsullied there. They went to King's Landing to bargain to get Cersei to surrender. Of course, she didn't do that. Um, and all along the walls of King's Landing, we got more of those scorpions set up to take out Drogon. So I don't think he's going to be super helpful, at least in the early parts of the battle, at least until they can take that wall. So I'm not sure exactly how they're going to manage to do that without Drogon. Although, uh, I kind of have a bad feeling that Daenerys is going to end up being a villain by the end of this shit. Like, Jon is going to have to take her on somehow. Just because of the way this shit is building. Oh, and also, there's a little bit of plotting between Varys and Tyrion. You know, Varys um, is seeing Jon as the better leader than Daenerys, especially with what Daenerys has been doing lately. She's been a little bit more cruel, and she's so impulsive. It's been a problem since day one for me. I've always seen her as a little bit arrogant and impulsive, which I like Daenerys, but I think Jon would be a much better leader than her, personally. Um, but yeah, it looks like Tyrion is still wanting to be loyal to Daenerys, but it looks like Varys is gonna start scheming against her, which it is in his character anyway. I still don't fully trust him anyway. Let's see. Oh, Tyrion, he was he ended up walking up straight to the gate to talk to Cersei, and of course that didn't exactly work. She ended up ordering the Mountain to kill Missandei, pretty much as a fuck you to Daenerys. Um, that's pretty much where it ended. Grey Worm's reaction to that was just depressing as hell. I thought Grey Worm was actually gonna be the one to die in the Battle of Winterfell, not Missandei here, but yeah, that really sucked. Um, let's see. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much where it ended. Daenerys stormed off, and it's pretty much implied that she's gonna try to burn down King's Landing, which I don't think Jon is gonna be okay with. So I'll have to see how that. We'll have to see how that goes. Um, but Jon's army isn't even here yet, so I don't know if it matters. But she really can't invade King's Landing with what she's got. She's got what 50 men at most, and a dragon that's kind of useless with all those scorpions. Yeah. Although, I suppose you could fly up outside of range. Even if the fire won't work, you could still drop shit on them. You could try that, but I don't know if they'll do that or not. But I think that's all I got for this video. This wasn't exactly an action-filled episode. It was mostly maneuvering. But if you liked it, if you could hit the like button, that'd be greatly appreciated. If you have any questions or comments, leave in the comments down below. And I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.